You are greatness, awaiting to explode. The universe is waiting for you to speak it into being. Now let's do it. Hi, my name is Dakisha, and I'm the host of Freelancers Oasis. Welcome to my podcast. Feel free to connect with me anytime through my links in the podcast description below. Stay tuned until the end for a blessing. Now, today, I just want to have a conversation with you, a really quick conversation about accountability to ourselves. And this podcast or this topic is fed from a conversation I had with a student that I'm mentoring. And we had a long conversation this morning. And after speaking with her, I thought to myself, I need to speak on this just a little bit so people can understand about being accountable to yourself for success. Okay, so I'm not going off after a script today. I am just speaking exactly what's on my mind. Now, this podcast is for literally everybody because everybody's going through the crisis of the effects of the coronavirus and everything that has just rippled down from all the craziness that's going on around us. So, from the person who cannot pay their rent, the individual who has lost their jobs, especially here in Jamaica, we've had a lockdown after lockdown after lockdown for the weekend, and there are people out there who really depend on trying to go out to hustle every day or every week to put food on the table. And with that said, it means that the bills that keeps coming every month, because it won't stop or slow down because of the effects of corona. If we notice, no bills have been affected by corona. They keep coming every month. What's been affected if is our own lifestyles, one way or the other. And while I say that, we have to remember that there are also tons of people who have flourished through the corona effects, and there has to be something that they're doing different. So this is where it takes me to accountability. So you wake up this morning, or you're just really stressed out because you have your bills to pay and you just don't know what to do, and you're praying to God because that's a go-to for a lot of people. We have to kind of double back and go down and ground ourselves back in our faith, and start speaking to God, and having a real true conversation. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's exactly what you ought to do. But here's my issue. When you say God will provide, what do you mean? So this individual I was speaking to, I understand the whole process, and we've been going through a couple weeks of, kind of guiding her into being launching her own business as a freelancer. And here's my issue. Let me start with this. I have an issue with mindset. I have an issue with individuals who has a fixed mindset to an individual who's willing for change, because a person who has a fixed mindset, they believe in their mind, heart, and soul that they cannot do anything new. And that's a problem for me, because if you're going to think that, you're never going to learn anything new. And the reason is you've already convinced your mind that you cannot do anything new. Now, most of the people who will succeed and who will make it is a person who has a growth mindset. And in your own mind and in your own belief system, you know that you believe that the abilities that you can have can be developed and strengthened by your own way of commitment and hard work. But a person with a fixed mindset does not believe that doing any hard work or doing anything extra can allow them to be the next prime minister or the next doctor or the next inventor, because they believe, okay, if this is what I can do, this is what I know myself doing, I can't do anything else. So the first thing we have to address is, which category do you fall in? So if I give you all the tools to do something, and you're praying every day and you say, God, I need a breakthrough, I need a breakthrough, and you get a chance to meet somebody, and this person is throwing you a lifeline, literally, and saying, okay, I'm guiding you to do this and to do that, and it's, you can do this. You have somebody cheering you on, you have support, and you have tools that are placed in front of you to do this. But still, a week or 2 weeks or a month goes by, and when you speak to this individual again, you are going to say, man, life is too hard, I just can't do it, I just can't do it. And the question will come, well, did you try, or did you read, or did you try to do something new in the past month? And the only thing you can say is, no, I didn't, because God will provide. Well, my thing is, God provided for you a month ago when He put that stranger in your life who gave you these nuggets and who gave you these tools in order for you to now be earning on your own. And you failed on that. That's my first point. And I have to just dive into this for a minute. We cannot keep saying God will provide if we're not being accountable for our own selves. We have to stop doing this now, especially during these times. Now, there's a wealth of knowledge out there in the world. There's no joke about it. It's at your fingertips. Make Google your best friend. Google is my best friend. I talk to Google every day. Whatever it is that I'm trying to figure out or something that I'm not sure about, I check Google every day. We're so close. I think if you type my name in, it's probably tell you that I just spoke to him. I don't know if Google is a man or a woman, but I'm telling you, we're best friends. Now you have to sift through, but at least the fact is you're seeking information. Why are you not trying to get information about something? So my question to the next person who's going to come into my inbox and ask for help is, have you ever gone to Google and just type in opportunities for, let's say, entrepreneur opportunities in logistics, opportunities in online jobs, whatever it is? Have you ever done that before? Because what it does, even if you can't get a job by doing that, it expands your knowledge. I am pretty sure the person who does that today is going to go, huh? I did not know you could make money doing that. Wow. Expand your knowledge on something, because most of us don't read. It would be so cool if everybody tried to read one book a month. But okay, if you don't do it, can you just use Google and try to figure some stuff out? And then you can filter your way from that to get information, whether you're going to improve on a skill that you have, or you're going to launch a business. And that's the other thing. We have a curse of a mentality that tells us that we have to be under or behind all the time. Why are we not channeling ourselves to be ahead or to be in front or to be leaders? Why are we always stuck in the employee mentality? And that's my issue, because everybody's comfortable. So I don't want to take that chance because I get health care on my job and I get this and I get that. So nobody wants to take a chance. How can you not want to take a chance? Because what are you going to lose? We have to get out of the employee type of mindset and start thinking about being a leader, because at the end of the day, it's about the legacy that you're going to leave back. And if we keep doing this, our kids are going to be brought up in the same thing, thinking that I can only be a lawyer, I can only be working in the hospitality industry. There's no only anything. Because if you are going to be accountable to yourself, you're going to get up today and decide, I am going to make a choice to take a chance to see some good changes in my life. And the only way you're going to do that is taking your first step forward to something. Now, if you want to start, let me give you a start. Get on your internet, whether you have a phone or a laptop. Think about a problem that a consumer has, and you're going to sit down and figure out or create a service or a product that solves that problem. That's what every business person does. That's what every multimillionaire does. They find a problem somebody have, which more than likely is you and me, and they create a solution for it. And we suck up to it every day. We buy it. So why don't you want to find yourself in that situation? It doesn't matter what it is. People are coming out with natural soaps, natural products, because that's a go-to now if you want to go to physical product. And people are hungry to learn. So if there's something it doesn't matter what it is, there's always a situation and a reason for you to try something new for yourself. I don't know. That's just something that kind of eat me up. I don't want people to keep saying God will provide when God's been throwing you nuggets every day, and you look at it, but because you have a fixed mindset, you keep saying to yourself, I can't be bothered with that. I don't want to read that. I don't want to try something new." But God will provide. Is He gonna drop money from the sky? I pray every day. I fast and I pray. But at the end of the day, as soon as I'm done praying, I am up, rising and grinding. I'm working. I'm doing something every single day. Y'all got to try to do that. Do something new and stop beating up on yourselves. You have to be accountable for what your future is going to be. Now, what's your future going to be? What is it that you see yourself doing? Because most times the reason why you don't move is because your environment has a voice who's telling you you're never going to be this. Because your environment has somebody who's holding you back. Don't you understand? Sometimes the reason why we go through hell is because God is telling us you are not going to be successful or find your purpose right where you are. Sometimes you got to move out from where hurt lives. Sometimes you got to move away from where pain lives. Sometimes you got to run away from where doubt is. Because most of us are in environments or around individuals who are not on the same path as us. If you're in a situation around people who are not on the same path with you, you're never going to see your purpose until you move away from them. Don't be apologetic. Don't care. The fact of the matter is, you want more. You got to go where more is. You got to close some doors behind you a lot of times. I'm telling you this. You have to understand. A lot of us are still in the situation because people have said, "Oh, I live in the ghetto, so I'll never please prime ministers, the greatest inventors." Dang, a lot of them came from the ghettos. The greatest rappers, the greatest actors. Have you been researching? So don't ever use your geographical location to determine and undermine your own self, saying what you think you can't be. Most times, if you are in a situation, in a job, whatever it is that you're at now, and somebody's telling this is good enough for you, but when you go to bed at night and when you wake up in the morning, you keep yearning for more and you keep seeing something else, that means you're not where you're supposed to be. And if that person, that individual, that situation is holding you back, you need to get the hell away from there. Get away from it. Get away from him or her. Leave the situation, because most times that's what you have to do. It doesn't mean that you're ignoring or abandoning people, your family, your friends, whoever they are. It means that you have to leave them to succeed in order to come back to help them. Most people, if you notice, when they become billionaires, they leave from the ghetto that they were at, because if you're still saying the same situation, most times you're going to be dragged back down. I'll be honest, it sounds crazy, but it's true. So most times they have to leave in order to be able to come back and help. And if they did come back and help, and if they do come back and help, you can imagine what growth our society would have. But sometimes, and I want you to think, everybody who's listening right now, think about your situation and where you think you should be today. And now, just slowly look around you, look around where you are. And if the people around you aren't thinking the same way that you're thinking, you need to move away to like minded individuals. You need to move away to people who are already doing it or already done it. That's the only place you need to be to succeed. Because if you want to be a lawyer and you're around a deck of thieves, I don't mean no disrespect, but I'm just giving a reference here. You're never going to be a lawyer, because all you're thinking about is doing what a lawyer is fighting against. And they're never going to encourage you to be a lawyer. They're never going to encourage you to be a police. They're never going to be encourage you to start your own business. Why? Because their minds just aren't there yet. But your mind is there. So why are you holding your own self back? You have to be accountable for yourself before you can help anybody else. And I think that's a good place to leave it, because a lot of us need to do this first. We need to close the door behind us in order to open the door, because you're praying every day and you're saying God will provide. God's providing a way for you. You're just not seeing it. So you need to open your eyes and realize that God does not want you to be in this place right now. That's why you're not getting your breakthrough. Move away, get away, separate yourself so you can find your purpose. And I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm sorry, you cannot get to the next path in your life that you're supposed to be if God says you got to move. You got to figure it out. Okay. I just want to encourage everybody today. Keep praying, keep believing, but please do not pray and sit down. Do not dream and stay in bed. When you are dreaming, get up and work on it because it ain't gonna come your way. It's still gonna be a fiction of your imagination. When you close your eyes and when you open it, you see reality. Why? Because you're not working towards it. You got to figure this out. It's not hard, but you just have to take the first step. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my thoughts today. It was totally off script. I was just speaking to somebody and it just dawned on me. This needs to stop. I want you to trust yourself, trust the process. Yes, trust God, keep praying, but get up and act while you're doing it because you are accountable to yourself. And these generations coming behind you, you're accountable for them as well. Wouldn't it be great? To have our names for generations and generations to come because we had a legacy that was left back for somebody. That's how people remember your name when you have a legacy that's left. And that's what we need to work towards. Now, we'll be tuned in together for a next topic. Until then, stay blessed, pray, walk good, walk in fear. Never walk in fear, walk in faith. And that's how I leave you today. Stay blessed and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.